What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over how we measure, cut, and glue PVC pipe. So as you can see, the pipe is just a straight pipe, 1.5 inches, and then your fittings are going to also be 1.5 inches. They have these hubbed ends to them, or a socket, whatever you want to refer to it as. And basically what it does is, this is where the pipe actually goes into when you glue it. So the hardest part about doing these installs is, let's just use this as an example. I need for this pipe to fit exactly in this opening, and I'm just using these two barriers as a stopping point. So when you go to measure these things and it's dry without the glue, a lot of times it's hard to get in all the way to where the pipe's going to penetrate because it's a dry fit and it's kind of tight. Once you put the glue on it, it's going to make it a lot more slick, and the pipe is actually going to go into this hub a little bit further, so that could throw your measurement off, and in the end you wind up with less than what you desired. So the key and the trick that I've come up with is determine what this opening is here, what this recess is in here, and then what you do is you add that to your overall dimension so that you know that's exactly where the pipe is going to bottom out when you glue it, and it'll give you the exact placement that you're looking for. So in this example here, we're going to have these pipes here like this, and we have two ways of doing it, right? A lot of guys, they like to go from end to end here and just say, look at that, and that says 8.25, and then you add this dimension here. Or they can go over the top. What I like to do is what they call burn an inch, and go from the inch here and then over to the end where it finishes off there. And as you can see, that shows about 10 7/8. But what you do is you have to reduce that 1 inch that you're burning on this side. It's called burning an inch. As you can see, we're holding it on that 1 inch line. So once we get our measurement, what we do is we deduct that inch again. So it's showing 10 7/8, but our real dimension is obviously 9 7/8. So in order to determine how much we want to add, what I like to do is I like to, again, burn that 1 inch here and go from, you can see this line here, this sharp line, that's where the pipe's going to bottom out, and right up to this edge here. So you take your tape measure, you burn an inch, you put it right on that line, and then you come over to the end of the pipe, and as you can see there, it shows a clean 3/4 of an inch, right? So now you know whatever this dimension here is from the pipe to the pipe opening, whatever that dimension is, showing there 8.25, you add 1.5 inches, right? So that makes it 9 3/4. Or you can go ahead and burn that inch right there and come to this side over here. It says 10 3/4. And then what you do is you deduct that inch, and then you wind up with 9 3/4. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So that's how we measure. Now let's get into how we cut the pipe. If I have one of these really nice cutters, basically I think it accommodates up to 2 inches, this one, but you can see it when you buy it, what they accommodate. This basically just ratchets down on the pipe, and it gives you a nice clean cut. And in order to open it up all the way, you just pull on the handles and it resets. It opens up to its max. And then you just lay the pipe in there nice and snug. I used to like to make sure it's nice and tight up against this area here, so I get a square cut, and then you just crank down on it until it cuts. And I'll be showing you an example of that. So what we do is we measure, I think we said we needed 9 3/4. Let me just confirm. So yeah, 8.25, and 1.5 inches is 9 3/4. So we come over here, measure over 9 3/4. Make a little mark. And you take your cutter, you lay it right into the cutter like that. You line up the blade with that mark, just as you see there. Once it's marked up, you get your hands away from it, and you start cranking down. It's a little tight sometimes. You gotta have a pretty good squeeze on it, but it cuts right through, and it cuts nice and even. As you can see, that's a pretty good cut. All right. So now we have our pipe. So we covered measuring, cutting, and now we're going to talk about how we glue these in. All right. So this is PVC pipe. Usually the white pipe is PVC. The dark pipe is going to be ABS. And you have to make sure that you use the proper cement in order to glue these up. So they have cement that's specific to PVC and cement that's specific to ABS. And they also have cements that can work with both. So you have to be really paying attention to what you're picking up off the shelf to make sure that it's going to work with what you have. This is PVC cement, and it comes in a primer when you buy it. It comes in a pair. You get the actual cement and you get the primer. The primer is very important because what it does is it cleans the pipe and removes all the oils and things like that, so you have a really good bond when you glue it with the cement. As you can see here, the primer is purple and the cement is clear. They also sell a clear primer if you want the job to look clean, but most of the time the purple actually helps and serves two purposes. It actually shows you what you've already primed so you don't forget, because if you use clear, you might not remember what you've primed. It's also a quick indicator for the inspectors to see what's been primed and what hasn't been primed when they're doing inspections. So it's great to use the purple stuff because it's a clear indication that you actually primed the pipe before you glued it up. And a lot of the failures come from the pipes not being properly primed and that connection failing. I like to go ahead and tape these together so I don't lose them, and they're easy to work with, because when you're in the middle of doing a job, you want to be able to get to that primer and that cement right away, because you have limited time to use these things. A lot of times after you've used it once or twice, these caps, they almost get like seared on. I guess you get a little residue of this cement on the threads, and it winds up, you know, very difficult to open. So always have like a pair of pliers or channel locks handy, because you're going to need them to open these up if you haven't used it in a while. All right. So basically what we do is we want to put a little primer on the ends of the pipes, and we also want to put primer inside the hubs. And this stuff gets all over the place. So just make sure you're not getting it on anything you don't want to stain, and make sure you're not getting it on your clothes if you have on it something decent that you don't want to ruin. Real easy, real simple. Okay. You just put a little primer on both sides here, and put a little primer inside the hubs. Right. There you go. And you put it back. As you can see, it never fails. You're always going to get a little bit on yourself. It's just part of what you're doing. All right. The other thing I want to go over that I forgot to mention, which is very important. As you can see, we have our fittings sitting flat on the table. This is for demonstration purposes only. But obviously, when I'm done doing this this glue up, I want it to sit just the way it is. So a lot of times you're going to be working in a scenario where you're coming down a wall and you want to make a turn, or the pipe goes on at an angle depending on where you make that connection. And so you want to make sure that when you glue it up, it glues up in that same orientation. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem because the pipe's not going to be pointing in the direction you need it to. And one of the tricks we use is we'll go ahead and we'll put the pieces on in a dry fit as an example. And as you can see already, the pipe, and I'm glad I'm doing this as an example, as you can see, the pipe is already extended from where I need it to be, because I went ahead and primed it, and I forgot to do this beforehand. I went ahead and primed it, and as you can see, it's hard to get that pipe in there, right? So it's further than I need it to be. But nonetheless, I could just put it here because, like I said, my example is going to be that I want it to be flat on the table. So I go ahead and I position it where it's flat on the table, and I'm happy with it. They're both flat, right? And one of the things we do, because you'll never remember exactly what this position was. So one of the things you can do is you can go ahead and make a line on the pipe. One here, one there, right? One there, and one there. Now, when you glue it up and you twist it, because that's part of how you glue these pipes up, you're going to want to line these two lines up so that when it dries, it ends up right in this orientation that you need it to be in, and everything works out perfectly. And if I did this right, this pipe is also going to fit inside this opening, because we haven't been able to get the pipe to go in all the way, and that's causing it to be longer than it needs to be. So let's go ahead and take this off. We'll go ahead and cement it, and we'll we'll see how it goes. All right. Like I said, you're gonna have like maybe 30 seconds to put this on and glue it in place. So I wouldn't take too long. I wouldn't fiddle with it too much. Just make sure when you start to glue this that you're ready to go, because that's gonna really make a difference in how easy it's gonna be for you to work with it. All right. So here we go. Put this side in. Always put it in and twist it to come up with those lines right there. So you put it in, push it all the way, and then twist it to come up with those lines, right? Now that we're where we are, where we want to be, you hold it for like a couple seconds, because when this glue expands, as it's drying, it'll push away. I don't know if you noticed that it actually did that just now. It pushed away on me. And here I am pushing this side in as well, because I should have held this side a little bit as well, and I didn't. All right, guys, let's give it a test and see if it does what we needed it to do. There you go. Sitting right there where we wanted it to. All right, guys. So just remember what I said. Just measure this opening here, and then add that to the overall length from these two dimensions, and that should get you what you need. You might need to tweak it here and there. A lot of times, you know, you have to make adjustments, but for the most part, that's the principle. That's going to get you 95 to 99% where you need to be. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.